How's it going today, folks? Thank you for joining my channel again. Today we're going to play some Portal 2 because I'm not at home and I don't have access to my desktop. So there was another game I was going to play, but I can't. So we're going to play some Portal 2 for today. Create new game. I don't know. I think I did it all on here. Courtesy call. Thank you guys coming back and watching my videos.
When you hear the buzzer, look down at the floor. Good. This completes the gymnastic portion of your mandatory physical and mental wellness exercise.
All right.
There's a framed painting on the wall. Please
Where?
stand in front of it.
Oh, there it is.
This is art. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer, stare at the art.
That pretty art. Look at that pretty art, guys.
Mentally reinvigorate intellectual sustenance. Reflect briefly on this classical music.
Ooh, good music. Oh, too late. It's gone.
Now please return to your bed.
I don't want to go to bed. Stop telling me to go to bed. Guys. Alright, let's sleep. Beep, beep, beep. It's been 10 million years.
You have been in suspension for 9.
Okay, we've been asleep a while, guys.
Hello? Are you going to open the door? Anytime?
Look, that painting still looks good.
Are you going to open this door?
I can.
Oh, God. You? Good. Looking good, actually. Are you okay? Are you... Don't
No.
answer that. I'm absolutely sure you're fine. Stay calm.
Guys, we gotta stay calm. He's telling us to stay calm.
Fine, all right? Don't move.
But we can't.
I'm going to get us out of here. Oh, you might want to hang on to something. Word of advice. Up to you.
Let's go in the closet. Oh, I can't go in the closet. Damn it. Well, yes. Hello.
Most test subjects do experience some cognitive deterioration after a few months in suspension. Now, you've been under for quite a lot longer, and it's not out of the question that you might have a very minor case of serious brain damage. But don't be alarmed, all right? Although if you do feel alarmed,
Minor case of serious brain damage. That's not good.
reaction to being told that you've got brain damage. Do you understand what I'm saying at all? Does any of this
No,
make any sense?
none of it.
Just tell me, just say yes. Okay, what you're doing there is jumping. You just jumped. But never mind. Say apple. Apple. Okay, you know what? That's close enough. Just hold tight.
All reactor core safeguards are now non-functional. Please prepare for reactor core meltdown.
Oh, great. We're having a meltdown, guys. Okay.
I wasn't going to mention this to you, but I'm in pretty hot water here. How are you doing down there?
Not good. My room is falling apart.
Power ran out.
What are we doing, guys?
The whole relaxation session stops waking up the test subjects. Hold on, it's getting tricky. And of course, nobody tells me anything. No, why should you tell me anything? Why should I be kept informed? You know, about the life functions of the 10,000 bloody test subjects I'm supposed to be in charge of.
So one of the buddies that helped me get into streaming games or recording games and then playing them and then uploading them, he actually started Black Mesa today. And that's actually something I didn't know. Some of the facts that he put on there for between Portal and I guess the Half-Life, which Black Mesa is the the remake essentially of Half-Life 1. So it's actually pretty cool watching this video and learning a little bit about it. I've never played Half-Life or any Half-Life 2 or any of them. I may have to get into it one day, but just never got around to it. I play so many different types of games that I get stuck on, and I just keep playing and playing and playing. Oh crap! What am I on? Let's go to the bed, guys. There's a game that I'm going to start playing here soon, but I can't do it till I get back home because it's a VR game. Well, it's VR and non-VR, but I don't want to play it in non-VR. And I'll be back home later tomorrow uh, which is gonna be pretty cool. Just had to make an emergency trip down to bigger city from where I live because my our our town is pretty shitty, and they don't have the proper stuff they need in order to do certain surgeries on kids and stuff like that. Because we live in a pretty shitty town that's kind of remote, and none of our doctors and stuff really have the funds living up there in order to perform certain things. So we had to come down for my son. He's getting 4 teeth removed that had bottle decay, bottle rot, I guess is what you would call it, from when he was younger. So we had to come down. He needed 4 teeth removed. Once we actually seen the doctor, one of the previous doctors that we had seen actually hadn't fixed one of his molars properly, so he actually needed a 5th tooth removed because there was an infection. And unfortunately, if you get an infection in your baby teeth, there's a damn good chance that they can mess up the adult teeth. So we needed to make sure that those got out of there, so we didn't have to worry about that later on, because we don't really want anything to happen to his teeth as an adult, because that would be quite shitty, not having good teeth right from the get-go. What am I doing here? So hopefully we'll be able to get that fixed again here soon. Oh no, his teeth are fine now. Sorry, I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, his teeth are fine now, which is great. But now he's missing his 4 front teeth and a back right molar, which is really going to suck for learning how to eat again. It's unfortunately, when you're that young, he's only 4.5. It's hard to learn how to eat to begin with, and then trying to, knowing how to eat, and then going back and relearning how to eat kind of is difficult, especially when you got to learn how to eat without your 4 front teeth again. It looks pretty funny right now. There's 4 missing teeth for the little bit that I've been able to see it, because his mouth has been frozen, so he smiles like this. That's how he smiles right now. Alright. I did make it. And I fell all the way. Look at that. We fell, guys. Yeah, so we had to come down to a bigger city so that we get that done. He had a really bad infection in his mouth, so we had to leave not yesterday, but we left the night before, and so it took us, it's about a 4.5-5 hour drive when you have kids. Roads are good. We live in a country where it's snow, like a comedian said once, 14 months out of the year. So we constantly have snow, and that's one thing that sucks about driving on the highway, especially when you're not getting out of town until 11 o'clock at night, so you're not reaching the place you need to be at. I think we got in at 3:30 a.m. So yeah, that part was kind of shitty, but we made it just fine. Nothing happened, nothing was wrong, which is good. Nothing was wrong. Roads were good. There's a couple of tight spots that happened a couple of times on some corners, but didn't do no sliding, which is good. Where am I? Where I came out of, I need to go. When kids come out of anesthesia, they come out really really confused. They're frozen, so everything feels really weird to them. They definitely come out confused. So I mean, it's not too bad. I started another game called Subnautica. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but if you haven't, it's a game I highly recommend trying out because it is a shit ton of fun. Like a shit ton of fun. So yeah, I highly recommend Subnautica out. I'm gonna be starting that game probably sometime this weekend, maybe. Get it started. It's a fun game to play. If you have played it, you obviously know the fun of it. You know the appeal of the game. For anybody who hasn't tried it out yet, you will be seeing what the game is all about, and you'll get to see it in VR. Which, if you haven't seen that, it's pretty fun. It's pretty identical to the non-VR version of it. So like, there's no really walking around or anything like that. It's definitely more of a seated experience, 100%. But it's a fun seated experience. Because yeah, like there's quite a few VR games out there now. Not all of them are super fun, and that's the issue. Because there's a lot of tech demos right now, which is the trouble with VR. Because as fun as VR is, tech demos can be kind of boring at times. So it's definitely something you gotta kind of pay attention to and stuff whenever you're playing VR. So a couple of fun games that I like that is in VR is Elite Dangerous. I almost said other game, Subnautica. They're fun VR games. There's a lot of fun VR games that I do own for sure. Still a very small selection on them, 100%. Just because VR games right now, there's not a lot of them, and the ones that there are, like I was saying, a lot of them are just tech demos, so you can't really do a whole lot with them as of yet, which sucks. But what are you gonna do, right? Companies got to start making them. Got to start making the games, which unfortunately there's just not a lot yet because there isn't a massive demand for VR games yet because there's not a big enough audience for VR, unfortunately, because VR is still pretty expensive. Now, once I bought my VR headset, a lot of people had asked me, was it worth it? Was the amount of money that you spent on it worth the price? One thing that I've said to every single person who has asked me is that one game that I own made the entire purchase worth it. Elite Dangerous. Because it's such a different experience. It's such an awesome experience when you're looking at it like that. That yeah, that one game made the entire purchase worth it. $800. It was It was like $880 or $890 or something. $880 or $890 just for the headset, and then it was another $300 after taxes, I think, for the controllers, for the touch controllers. And it's awesome. There isn't much fun that you can't have with it. And I've had so much fun playing with the VR controllers and the VR headset that yeah, it's definitely a purchase that's worth it. I've read a bunch of reviews online. about the comparison between Vive and Oculus. And from what I've heard, there's not a whole lot of difference. I've heard the Vive, you get a slightly better, wider display, so you can see stuff a little bit like on the sides. But really, if that's all it is, that really makes a difference. The Oculus is a slightly better purchase, in my opinion. Basically, just because with the Oculus, I can buy another 2 sensors to go along with my the 2 that I got with both the controllers and the headset, giving a really good experience with really high tracking. And if you're not looking for the standing experience with Oculus, or like the Vive does, that's like the main experience is the standing experience and like the room scale, which you can definitely still do with an Oculus. But if you're not looking for that, then I highly recommend the Oculus. I highly recommend the Oculus because the headset itself is only, it's in Canada anyways. It's I think like $850 or $860, somewhere in there, which I mean is pretty pricey. But that's just the headset, and I mean if all the games you're gonna play are all headset oriented, so you don't need to get up. So like games like Dirt Rally, Elite Dangerous, Subnautica. There's quite a few games. Still quite a few are still tech demos, but Oculus is definitely cheaper to get into up front, especially since you don't need to buy the controllers plus the headset at the same time, which is great, especially for people. How long have we been recording for? It's definitely been about 20 minutes. So I think once we get past this video, I'm going to call it a day for now, and we'll come back here. Come back here a little bit later. We just turned on a lot of shit. And she's back on. Great. So that's awesome.
It's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really desperate being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
You did what? Oh no! No!
Oh, what's going on? Oh no, I lost my portal gun.
Look, we both said a lot of...
But yeah, so in the VR, like it's definitely worth it. And I can't wait till VR gets to a point in life where it's more like the Nerve gear inside of Sword Art Online or something like that. Because as much fun as it is doing what I'm doing now, because like I'm getting a pretty massive workout on playing some of the games that I'm playing. It's going to be so much fun to be able to feel, the ability to fly around and feel like you're actually swinging that sword. So yeah, I'm super excited to be able to get back into VR a whole lot more. So I think once we get to the next floor here, guys, we're going to call it a day. So I'd just like to say thanks for coming out and watching my videos again. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. If you liked it, want to hit that like. If you didn't like it, well, no hard feelings. I'm super new to this still. So I'd like to thank 2 people for sure for helping me kind of get into this as well. One guy, his channel is Second Chance, and the other one is Paranoid Eskimo. They kind of motivated me, both of them, to get into this. So I'd like to say thanks to them and everything. All right, guys. You You have a good day. Have a good night. And see you again. Peace out.